The Gilded Age Season 3, Episode 3 was everything I could ask for when it comes to some 19th century drama. I loved all the storylines in this episode and how they were depicted, especially the whole Bertha-Turner-George situation. I have a few things to say about them, so let's begin without further ado. First of all, I should say how much I appreciate the way Turner was depicted in this episode. Julian Fellowes showed us how smart she is. Through Peter, we learned how she researched her rich husband, found a way to his heart by learning his love language, and managed to rise to the top of society in such a short time. Although it seems ridiculous and unrealistic, I actually believe she's smart enough to pull it off. As for the fight between Bertha and George, I do believe Bertha's reaction was 100% expected. The right thing for George to do would be to tell Bertha about what Turner did as soon as it happened and fire her without giving any recommendations. Bertha's point about feeling betrayed is exactly how I would feel in that situation. And George didn't even apologize. He admitted to have made a mistake, but that's not the same as an apology, and we all know it. Let me tell you this. Right now, it seems George will do anything to appease Bertha. Why do I feel like this will come up again in the Gladys's marriage storyline? We know George promised to support Gladys if her mother wanted her to marry someone rich without love, but if Bertha uses George's dishonesty as a way to get Gladys to marry a duke, things won't be the same between them, ever. Well, I know the real Vanderbilts, the ones that the Russells are loosely based on, actually divorced in real life. If Julian Fellowes does that, this show ends for me. I don't want George or Bertha to even talk about divorce, but if the real-life example is anything, hard days are waiting our couple. Tell me what do you think about this particular subject in the comments below. Speaking of the Russells, I need to talk about Larry and Mrs. Blane. I see that they are hornier than ever, but something about Mrs. Blane still seems off to me, as I said in other videos. I actually feel like she has other younger guys that she has fun with, and Larry will learn about that. Right now, he is mesmerized by her, but that image will shatter pretty quickly, as I don't think Mrs. Blane is interested in Larry for anything other than a fling. She just got out of a long marriage. She's not looking to go into another one. Last week, I talked about how dangerous the South would be for Peggy. This week, I felt Peggy's mother's pain when she said they wouldn't see her as a human down there. To me, it seems like Peggy's acting a little naive. I know that she has her dreams and she wants to focus on her job to ease the pain of losing a child, but her mom letting her know about the danger and telling her to be careful was really necessary. Now, she won't have romanticized ideas about what it really means for a woman like her to go on such a journey. I'm glad that discussion was included in the show. George did not earn a win in this episode, especially with his attitude towards Mr. Henderson and the union workers. I like the fact that we saw a different setting in the Gilded Age, the lives of the workers, their meetings, and their ideology. Although I don't think things will end well for Henderson, as union leaders are known to have a lower shelf life, it was still a nice change of scenery and mood. Well, the new rector seems to be sweeping Ada off her feet, and I love every minute of it. I know Agnes will try to sabotage this relationship with her rude comments, but I just hope she realizes the kind of chemistry her sister has with this guy. Everything looks perfect at the moment, and I don't suspect anything to be wrong with Mr. Forte. I completely approve of him, if that means anything. Things also seem to be going well for Oscar as he is getting along quite well with Miss Maud Benton. I have a feeling that this girl is more open-minded and could also be gay like Oscar, as last week Aurora said something about her having a paid companion. So maybe she has a lady partner. She and Oscar can come up with an arrangement to get married while preserving their own lifestyles. I think that would work perfectly. I told you Mr. McNeil would offer money to Watson because that sounded like the only plausible thing for him to do. I love the fact that Watson has people that he can open up to, especially Church and Mrs. Bruce. I have a feeling that he won't accept McNeil's offer and will want to see his daughter. We will see. Overall, I enjoyed this episode quite a lot and thought its slow pace was very enjoyable. I especially loved seeing Bertha's soft side come to the forefront. I knew how much she loves George, and this episode just proved that once more. I'm excited for what's to come, especially with the Duke that is about to take New York by storm. I hope Gladys likes him. Now, tell me, how did you like the episode? Was Bertha's reaction valid? What is Mrs. Blaine planning? Tell me in the comments below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to next season for more videos like this, and see you soon.